Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today we're going to see if I read more than I hauled. Okay, so if you are new, I do this thing called the Booky Bank each month where I get tokens for having read books off of my own TBR and then I can spend them on books the following month. Well, that's how it's supposed to work. However, as you can see, the Booky Bank is empty. In fact, the Booky Bank is in arrears because I overspent on audio books in December. So, first things first, we are introducing the IOU tokens. So I will write on these, whether it's physical, e or audio, and put them in the Booky Bank so I know how many I owe. You'll see why those are needed later. So let's start with tokens gained. Let's start with the positive side of things. If you're new, it's really easy, just follow along, I'm sure you'll get it. So, for physical books, I got 3 books off of my physical TBR: Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress, An Unnecessary Woman, and Incendiary. So 3 books off the physical TBR, which means that I get 1 token, because I get 1 token for 2 physical books, and I carry 1 to February. So physical books are pink. Boop. Ebook wise, I read 2. I read I Capture the Castle and the Unhoneyhooners. Unfortunately, my ebooks are 3 for 1, so I get 0 tokens, but I do carry 2 into February. And then for audio, so I read Anna of Kleve and I DNF'd Fire from Heaven. I'm not going to be consuming that on audio. If you missed my wrap up, I'll link it below. It's too complicated to listen to on audio. The problem I have is I also have the second in the series on audio, the Persian Boy, so obviously I won't be listening to that on audio either. So effectively I have reduced my audio TBR by 3. I'm also carrying 1 from last month, which means for audio I get 2 tokens, 2 in the Booky Bank. So this is where things go a little bit wrong. So physical books purchased in December. I purchased The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second in the Mistborn Era 1 series. I haven't read the first one. It is on my shelf, but I've started reading Elantris and I know I like this author. Though I did purchase this before I had started that, so I'm not really sure that's an excuse. But that's what we're going to go with. I picked it up. I definitely will read it one day, maybe this year. It's really big. How big is this? Yeah, it's like 763 pages. So I want that. I also purchased Don't Touch My Hair by Emma Dabiri. And this is sort of part memoir, part like socio-political examination looking at Afro hair. So I'm really interested in this. It has had rave reviews and so I'm very much looking forward to getting to it. I also picked up The Pearl by John Steinbeck. This is a tiddly. Look at the difference. just look at that. Little and large. So I really enjoyed John Steinbeck. I reread 2 of his books last year. I reread Of Mice and Men and East of Eden, and I hadn't read this one yet, so I decided to pick it up. And it's super short. It's like not even 100 pages. It's like 90 pages. So it's probably going to be a shorty September jobby, but I wanted to read more of his stuff and I wanted to give this one a go, so I bought it. Then for the Big Book Club, which is hosted by Roisin at Roisin's Reading, the book for January and February is The Makioko Sisters by Tanizaki, and this follows a Japanese family immediately before sort of World War II kicks off and how their way of life sort of changes before, during and after, I think. But it sounds super interesting and I have a feeling that I'm going to love this. So yes, and this is translated from the Japanese by Edward G. Seidensticker. So yes, and it's really pretty and it's for a book club. I also, and this was completely the fault of Alice at Alison the Giant Bookshelf, and Ange at Ange's Book Chatter, and partially Jack from Spread Book Joy. We were chatting on WhatsApp, and somehow we all ended up getting this. Cain's Jawbone. This is like a puzzle book. So you have to kind of work out what order everything goes in. So I'm going to show you, look, like you cut the pages out and you try and work out what order the mystery goes in. Sounds so fun. So we're going to like sort of, I think we're going to do it as a group, maybe. But they were all getting it and I felt left out. So I also purchased it because I have no self-restraint. So for those who can count, that was 5. And I only put 1 token in here. So we need 4 of the angry, spiky, red tokens. And I'm going to just put a P on them for physical book so that I know that I owe the Booky Bank effectively 8 physical books off my TBR before I can purchase any more. I promise I'm going to make a concerted effort. That was December. That was like the end of a year. We're now at the beginning of a year. So things are going to improve. Maybe. It looks bad, doesn't it? EBooks. So I have no tokens for ebooks in my jar, which means in theory I should have purchased 0 ebooks. However, that is not the case. I purchased Honour by Thrity and Rabih. I can't really remember what this is about, if I'm honest, but I know that it's had quite good reviews. I also think it's a contender for the Women's Prize this year, so I was like, oh, 99p deal on that book that's probably going to be possibly, maybe longlisted for the Women's Prize. I'm going to get it. Watch it not get longlisted now. I also picked up Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. I know it was one of the books that was on the BookTube prize list last year and it got some pretty good reviews. Again, the 99p deal got me, okay? I just can't resist. And then the Wellbone Theatre, which also I have seen about, historical fiction. Again, I can't really remember what this one is about either, but I picked it up because it was 99p. So I owe 3 of these for ebooks. This has really not gone very well. Okay, but on the positive side, audiobooks. Okay, so I was 1 audiobook in debt last month, so I need to take out one of my yellow tokens, yeah. But I still have a yellow token in here, and I bought no audiobooks in December. So I am like in credit, audio credit. Does that make up for all of these, do you think? We're going to say yes. So yeah, they were all the books that I got off my TBR and put on my TBR in December, and I promise I'm going to make more effort going forwards. We are also adding an element to the Booky Bank. So I completely stole this idea from Talia at Bandana Book Mum. I'm going to link her channel below. So she is doing this thing where she can buy books if she does like a certain amount of, I think it's like minutes on her cross trainer or something like that. And I was like, that's such a good idea because I need to get back into running. I have made a start. So I thought, what a brilliant idea. So, and obviously this won't come into force until I do my February Booky Bank, but I just wanted to tell you about it. So for every 10 kilometres that I run, I get 1 token, or I get to take a red token out. I think that's going to be more to the point for a little while, isn't it? So every 10 kilometres that I run in a month, I get a token. I may adjust that distance as I get back into running, but currently we're at about the 2k mark. So that's for every 5 runs, I get a token, which I think is fair enough. So yeah, so that will be coming into force next month. So hopefully I can try and fix some of this situation, and I just need to stop buying books. But yes. Anyway, anywho, if you wanted to see my wrap up with all the books that I read in December, I will leave that here, and I will catch you all very soon with another one. Bye guys.